Writer and director J.J. Abrams is set to deliver tons of new experiences in the final installment of this trilogy. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, a lot of people have been very interested in exactly what's going to happen with the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey when they are both together on screen, aside from the major lightsaber duel to come in this film. Now, a lot of people are very concerned about one major thing in Episode 9, and that is, of course, Reylo. Now, we have one half of the Star Wars fans that actually like the idea of Reylo, and we have the other half of Star Wars fans that are really not all about Reylo, which is perfectly fine. Everybody has their opinions, and that's okay. I, however, am pretty much in the middle at this point because I'm not quite sure how it's going to work. If they can pull it off and if they can do it correctly, I'm all up for it. But there's a lot of obstacles in the way, and I have explained this before numerous times in the past when it comes to how Kylo Ren killed his own father and he's actually a murderer and all that. They're going to have to work around that some way, somehow. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which, however, gives us a major hint that Reylo is indeed coming in Star Wars Episode 9. Specifically, a description of Rey and Kylo Ren walking inside of a narrow hallway of what appears to be the interior of a First Order base, quite possibly the headquarters. They are looking at each other face to face with both of Kylo's hands on Rey's shoulders. Rey is described to be decked out in black as an outfit and drawing herself closer to Kylo. Then next goes over Rey brushing her hand through Kylo Ren's hair and running her finger down Kylo's cheek. Kylo appears to have some wounds as well as Rey, which could imply this takes place after a major lightsaber duel. The last describes Kylo helping Rey walk as she appears to be injured. They both eventually board a First Order shuttle, with Kylo helping Rey's injury by wrapping some bandages around her leg. It's said that the romantic angle in Star Wars Episode 9 will be the most unique experience for the audience in history. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this when it comes to this Reylo moment in Star Wars Episode 9. And what I find very intriguing is that still, no description of these two actually kissing. Something that seems to be completely excluded from Star Wars Episode 7, 8, and Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. Now, with that being said, going into Episode 9, if we look at both Rey and Kylo Ren, we do know that there is a tension between the two. We also know that the Force bond is pretty much applied here still in Episode 9, as we have learned these past couple of days. So, when it comes to this narrow hallway that they're in, is this indeed the First Order headquarters? It's actually described that it's a First Order base, yes, but is it the actual headquarters? We've heard about this underground base that belongs to the First Order in Episode 9, and Kylo Ren's New Order, whatever it's going to be called in this film, right? So, the thing here is this. We can tell that this is most definitely a Reylo moment, with both Kylo Ren and Rey looking at each other face to face, with Kylo Ren's hands on her shoulders, and Rey actually brushing her hand through Kylo Ren's hair and running her finger down his cheek, which could very well tell us that maybe she sees the fine line of the scar that she gave him back a year ago at this point in The Force Awakens. By the way, Episode 9 is said to take place 1 year after The Last Jedi. Now, the other thing that really does pique my interest for this Reylo moment is how there's actually this sequence in which he's bringing her on board to a First Order shuttle, in which he helps her out by bandaging up her leg. So, I don't know how she got this leg injury. This could be from the lightsaber duel between the two, or maybe they were trying to escape, and there was a major battle that took place between stormtroopers and resistance fighters. We're not quite sure exactly what transpired. But this is where things get very interesting, is that the romantic angle in Star Wars Episode 9 is going to be the most unique experience in Star Wars history. So what are they going to do? Are they going to do something so insane, perhaps, where there is going to be a romance between Kylo and Rey? But could it be that it's going to be a facade by Kylo Ren in order to trick Rey into giving him some kind of information or something around those lines? Could you imagine they did something so twisty like that and so cold for the character of Kylo Ren? to essentially kind of fake the idea for Rey that they are now actually interested in each other and they are indeed the couple of the Star Wars universe in the sequel trilogy, where then at the very end it's a big gotcha moment and it was a huge facade by Kylo Ren. I can see them doing that. It may seem very off and outlandish and just absurd to a lot of you guys out there, but I think that if they really wanted to create a very unique romantic angle in Star Wars Episode 9, they could do the gotcha moment. Now, the gotcha moment isn't the greatest thing to go, right? That's going to cause a lot of anger within people that worship the whole Reylo thing and actually embrace the idea of Reylo, so I think that would probably be too much of a risk. So there are other paths, there are other ways that they could go in order to make this romantic angle in Star Wars Episode 9 completely unique apart from the other films. If you guys have any ideas as to what this really means, I would love to hear from each and every one of you below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.